That's it.
And then that's what people see.
Guys, and we're live. Oh, you know what?
I don't, because I've never done this.
We're on. Keep talking, Andy. Hello, check. Look, lighting stuff.
Stu, welcome.
I'm behind a little bit.
Hold on, I can't do this right now.
The lighting stuff.
What? Hey, I was even late.
So,
Yeah.
welcome to the Andy and Stu show. Our first guest tonight on our podcast will be Johnny
This guy is
Godinez.
a lighting technician.
He's also our gardener, our roofer.
Yep. Long hair.
Yeah, very good at lawn care.
Makes tortillas.
See how dark he is? He don't burn. He don't burn. So
Darkness is back.
we can put him out there in the afternoon where it's really hot.
Darkness.
All right, man, that's better. See, look how our lighting looks now. I did that.
My complexion.
And
looks
those
like-
don't put off any heat, even though it's already Africa hot out here.
Could you tell?
That it's hot?
Yeah, like that. Those don't put off any heat because it's.
I'm just letting you know they don't put off heat.
Yeah, right, dude.
It's a little bright. Just a little bit. I should have.
It looks better though. I'm telling you. Like if the lighting's shitty, it just looks like we're filming it in a closet.
Good evening, Johnny.
Good evening, Andy.
Episode 10, dude.
This is why it's always Friday though, because y'all are the late shifters, huh?
Yeah,
And y'all are wide awake right now.
I know. This is when we
Well, I
wake
didn't
up,
work
dude.
the last 2 days. Not me. I guess you didn't notice. That's
I didn't
important I
notice.
am.
I didn't notice.
You didn't, and you were there.
They're like, "Is Andy?" I was like, "Where?" I don't even know where's he at. So yeah.
Episode 10, man. This is
This is the big one.
the
Yeah.
big
Double
one.
digits.
This is
You're
a
in the top
milestone.
10, dude.
Barely.
Barely.
Like,
You made
I
it.
just
you
made
made the
made
cut,
the
dude.
top 10.
You made the cut.
Yeah,
See, if you hadn't have come tonight, I'll go to ask my wife.
Had to get
Like, she
permission.
could have ruined that for you.
Well,
So when you get home, give her a hug and say thank you. I
Babe,
made the top 10.
10.
Did you tell her to watch us tonight?
Wait,
Did
you
you
do
tell
it?
her you're doing tonight?
I did.
Cool.
Oh, so if
What's
these
your old lady's name?
Diane.
Diane. Hello, Diane.
Awesome lady.
if
Yeah.
these videos ever post, you're probably gonna hate me because I said you're the owner of 9 2/3 fingers.
Well,
It's all
It
U.S.
makes
Air
sense.
Force veteran, B1 crew chief, owner of 9 2/3
Or-
fingers.
and day shifters call me 0.6. 9.6.
Before I even met you, like that was the thing. Like, you know Stu, right? Stu? I'm like, Stu. Oh, the guy that you're the guy with the finger all the time. You know? I was like, oh.
Now there's a couple of us.
Now, yeah.
Jerry, completely gone.
No shit.
Jerry Hart?
Down to the knuckle.
No, oh, you know Jerry
I
Hart,
know
right?
Jerry Harp. Yeah,
His is gone down to here.
Wow.
you don't know
So-
Jerry Harp?
The name sounds familiar.
He was a 28 Tomo too.
Oh,
Go ahead.
He's a
And-
good
and
dude. He's a good dude.
is he? I don't know him. So
Real good.
He's funny.
But his was cut off and then reattached, and then long story short, his got caught in a car door twice,
wow.
and he didn't even know. Closed the car door, boop, dang it, and he had to reach in his pocket, pull his keys back out, open the door, and go in.
What,
Well,
the nerves are dead
it was
there?
dead. So
Oh.
just like, well, it's dead right here.
Yeah.
But
That's crazy.
so his was cut off back in here. I don't remember how.
You were born with two pinkies? Just kidding.
No.
Anyways, go
No,
ahead.
But so his was cut off and reattached, and when he told the doctor about his closing the car door, he was like, "You're full of crap." So he says, "All right, come in here and we're gonna do some tests."
Yeah.
So he takes and he's pinching it, and he's like, "I don't feel a thing." And he goes, "Turn your head." So he turns and he's got his hand and he does something. He goes, "You feel that?" And he goes, "Nope." This is Jerry saying no.
Yeah.
And the doctor goes, "All right, what about now?" He goes, "No, I don't feel anything." And he looked at the doctor and he goes, "I don't feel." Holy crap! How he had a needle shoved this way into his hand or into his finger and didn't feel a thing. And the doctor goes, "All right, what do you want to do?" He goes, "Here's your options. We cut it off here, or we cut it off here." So what Jerry did was decide to get this off, and this finger or all the muscle that goes to this finger is attached to this one. If he thumps you, it'll kill you.
So he's essentially a Simpson. You know, the Simpsons have fingers, dude.
Yes.
That's
Exactly.
crazy, man.
Yeah. So
Dude, when you first got that thing fucking
mhm,
locked, you didn't realize how much you actually
22 years ago,
you used that, huh?
it's crazy.
Man, probably about a couple months ago, I jacked my thumb up. I tore something in there. Yeah, you don't realize how much you use these digits, man. And I had to do a window change the next day, so I was all
Yeah.
yeah. So
Like
it takes some getting used to.
it messed with me like for a long time, but then I got used to it. And now, like even my kids, when they grew up, they would see me because I would always grab something, with this, and this finger would always be up or whatever. Well, my daughter did that, and we got many pictures of her, because she would point just like I'd do this. Well, she's doing that. that over there, that thing. I'm like, oh, you can't do that
because she watched her daddy. Yeah,
hey, man,
that's how you operate around her.
So yeah, this thing's going, man. Yep. I had another buddy of mine that he got lost his in a bicycle chain, and his looked like how like a dog bone, how it's curved like this. He could take his and just boom, because it had no ending or no nerves like right there on the end. I can't hardly touch mine against anything. It hurts.
So you do have a lot of sensation through it, which is
yeah. It's not near as bad as it used to be. I mean, like now, it's I can manage, But back in the day, no, that's the worst pain I've ever been through. It's horrible.
I bet.
And the mess, that thing is, I didn't even know what happened when it first happened.
Well, how'd you do it?
An axe.
You chopped it off?
I didn't. A buddy of mine did. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a long story. I can tell you.
Well, you know what though? Yeah. I mean, at least you guys weren't messing with guns. I'm being serious.
Well, you got lucky there, didn't you?
Not that bad.
Friends jacking you. You guys heard about I think it was an airman in Cannon. They were drinking. I was reading about it. Both drinking. I guess they were messing with their firearms, dude. Killed his buddy.
No.
Just recently. There's 2 airmen that died from Cannon. The other guy, I guess he was TDY in Virginia. They found him in a river just floating. So 2 airmen from Cannon.
Is the car? Is it the dude that owned the car? It's in the parking lot of the 28th.
No.
It's like, damn, we can get that car.
We get that car, right? But yeah, anyways, isn't that crazy?
Is he supposedly in jail?
Yeah,
those guys are out there. They're just boozing, and he shot his buddy, dude. But yeah, I was reading about that.
Well,
were you guys?
I know.
Boozing and axing?
I know another story where a guy got shot. That happened here. You know that one, right?
Oh, yeah.
I told you about that one.
In the dick.
Guess who that was?
You were involved.
Same guy that got his finger removed. I wasn't involved. Yes, I guess. I mean, that was there.
He was the recipient of many unfortunate events.
But you didn't kill him.
He's still alive.
Yeah. So.
And I didn't even have the gun in my hand. It wasn't me. Colonel Green.
You just happened to be there.
Yeah, Colonel Green at the time thought it was, but
it was Tom Groom, wasn't it?
No, it was Stimpy.
Oh, it was Stimpy.
Yeah. You remember him?
I think I do remember him.
Yeah. Tom Groom was there, though, right?
Passed away, right? Yeah.
That day, no. The other incident,
with the airplane hangar. Okay.
You just pointed with your mouth.
I did.
Let's cut your finger off. Well, I mean, that way you have a reason.
You get a broad knife, right?
Did you shoot up an airplane and there was like a hangar or a lady's house behind you?
I was there for that one
too, dude.
That was Tom Groom.
Crap.
Yeah, I shouldn't play with guns.
Yeah, man. Why? I don't even know why we have you on the podcast.
I don't have any guns here.
Okay, good.
You're good.
But
for now.
You want one?
Yeah, you
and Andy did bring his heater.
I did.
Did you?
It's like American Express, right?
Oh, son of Jesus Christ, dude.
It's okay.
What, it is?
Yeah.
Holy. No,
it's 22 mags.
Hey, don't give that fucking gun to Stu next
time. I can't reach the trigger.
Okay. Yes.
We're good.
That's cool.
That's actually a pretty sweet gun, man.
Yeah, North America.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you a question.
Drop check.
Can you empty it? That way we're legit on camera.
Clear it, dude.
Because I don't think we're going to get mugged here, right?
No. This ain't really the ghetto. They're not going to get mugged here. You know what's funny? Is those people that come around and sell house alarms and shit like that?
Yeah,
I got one of those signs out there. Of course,
Vivint or
yeah. Of course, I got one of those alarms set up here, or the sign here, and there's an alarm in this house. But they're always trying to sell me all that shit, and I'm like, hey, does it come with a free gun? Like, and they're just like, no, because there's lots of guns here. I'd love to have another one. Like, and then they just walk away.
Yeah, they're like, man, you must be a crew chief, huh?
22 mag.
They'll do the job.
It will do the job.
Cute. Can you see that? Not the gun.
It also came with a. So I paid I think I paid about $230 for that, and it come with the 22 mag cylinder and a 22 long rifle cylinder.
So I was going to ask you about it. Because I've got my wife bought me that it's called a Rough Rider, Heritage Arm Rough Rider. It's the full, I guess, 6-inch barrel 22, and it comes with a 22 mag. But all I can find is full metal jackets.
No, you can. Well, you can get these hollow points, or I got some that have ballistic tips on them too.
That sounds cool.
Where'd you get those? Yeah, where do you get those at?
Oh, Cabela's.
Okay, not around here.
I've bought some at Academy, but that was pre-Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
So, but Cabela's.
Before all the retardedness.
Next time Mark goes up there, have him get you some. Or actually, you know what? I'll check when I get to the house. I'll see if I got a bunch of 22 mag. I'll see what I got, and I'll bring some to you.
I could shoot this. All right, but now I'm a question. So you had this folded up a minute ago.
Yeah, it's not a quick.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's like if you're in a.
That's what I was wondering.
Like you're in the convenience store, right? And something's going down.
You can
slowly pull it out and open it up, and you got to pull the hammer back every time.
Oh, it's a double action or
single action.
Single action. That never made sense to me.
Or if you were in the mafia and you just want to do a couple mob hits.
Yeah.
No, those are the ones they put right there.
I know, but
that just bounces around.
They make a variety. They make some that are smaller than that. But actually, they make a little Kydex holster that's on like a dog tag chain, and the gun snaps in the bottom. You wear it like a necklace, and you could just reach under your shirt.
They're doing all kinds of things, neck stuff.
It's pretty slick.
And then they make North American Arms actually makes a belt buckle that same one I'm talking about snaps in, and it just looks like a belt buckle.
How do you collapse this bad boy?
Press the two
buttons. See the little buttons on the side.
Got you.
Even Nub figured that out.
But when I have it like in a
retarded,
when I have it in the pocket of my jeans, it looks just like a knife, dude.
Yeah, because the clip.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Might have to look into that because that would be. I mean, my wife could throw that in her purse. You know, I mean, like it's not gonna be something quick.
Yeah, it's just that, like, you know, especially like if she's in a situation where she's feeling a little uneasy, she always pull it out and just have the hammer back and it ready to go.
So have you shot it much?
It's loud.
Yeah, that short barrel.
Yeah, it's great.
With the magnums, huh?
It's a great shooting gun. Yeah.
Might have to look
but
at
it's something, you know, you want to be. It'd be something close, you know.
Well, what is it they say that most
That's like a last resort gun, dude. To me.
Yeah, it's like they say like 3 to 5 feet.
Yeah, it's short.
Or most.
So, you know, but I mean that. I've always kind of lived. My dad told me a long time ago that it's a gun. You know, back home, you know, you weren't supposed to carry it without, you know, of course, a license. You know, like here, if you're traveling, what is the ruling? If you're traveling over 2 counties away, you can carry it
anywhere within the state. You can carry it without a CHL, as long as it stays in your vehicle.
Okay,
it can be in your vehicle, loaded,
ready to go.
The only thing is you can't take it out of that vehicle unless you are going to your house, to a hotel room that you've rented, because that is considered an extension of your domicile because you have rented it. Or like if you were going to stay, you know, you traveled to Dallas and you were staying the night at a friend's house.
Absolutely.
That's where you're staying. You can carry it to and from the
vehicle.
So
to and from a place to sleep, pretty much is what you're saying. Yeah, I mean,
a home. And the vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, not going into a convenience store, not going into.
Then it needs to stay in the vehicle without a CHL.
Let me ask you a question.
Or without that's a license to carry now.
Yeah.
Because you can carry open or concealed.
Absolutely. Now Tennessee had a open carry law. You could legally open carry without anything.
That's how Wyoming is.
Okay. If you want to conceal, you have to have the permit. But you know, a lot of times we just carry.
Yeah.
Because Dad always told me it's better to have it, not need it, than need it, and not have it.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
And I've been a firm believer in that. And when you think about it, I mean, hell, that makes perfect sense. Because luckily though, I've never been in a situation where
I think I would much rather suffer the consequences of illegally carrying a firearm.
Yeah.
And being in a self-defense situation
with not just,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I would like to think, I'd like to have faith in the system that if it was, you know, if I was attacked and I used deadly force,
you
know, to protect you or others,
yeah, did what you had to do. I mean,
but on that note, another good thing for people that do carry is to get insurance, legal insurance through Texas Law Shield.
Really?
Yeah, and it's cheap. It's like around. It's like $150 a year. I could be off on the numbers. You'd have to look it up, but
it's like this podcast is sponsored by.
I know, right?
Wish.
Or is it Topo Chico?
Yeah, that's what Andy said earlier. We're gonna get sued.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
But they got a bunch of different packages. They have, I think the basic one, it'll cover like bond, and lawyer, and they tell you exactly, what to say. Like right when it gets done, they tell you get on the phone and you call them.
Yeah.
And then they'll tell you,
You're like, hey man, I just smoked somebody.
It's funny you say that because I went to the class and they told me, they said most people, it's not the act that messes them up. It's what they say when they get in there that turns it around.
Because the prosecutor can spin it. They're trying to make it look like that it was premeditated. It was something that you did.
Absolutely.
And so that's, you'll hear Mark Smith say sometimes, it's funny, that if he gets in a situation and he has to dispatch somebody, he's gonna call 911 and say, I feared for my life. I feared for my life. That's a big thing. But they're more than likely, they're going to tell you to comply with law enforcement, obviously. Probably don't say anything.
Sure.
Yeah. And then they have lawyers. There's lawyers in Abilene that work for Texas Law Shield, and that's their sole job, is to protect people in this situation. They're lawyers that do other things.
Discharge their weapons.
But they will. But you pay this yearly fee, and they take care of everything.
Really?
Because it can be
expensive.
It's like I want to say it's like $150 a year, something like that. But it's something to invest in, definitely, because if you got to put up the bond yourself, some people may sit in jail for a while.
Yeah.
Depending. And not everything is clear cut. Some situations, law enforcement don't detain people, don't arrest people.
Yeah.
And then later on, once because it's like any shooting, whether it's a police officer in the line of duty, everything is going to be treated like a homicide because there's a dead person, and so it's going to go to a grand jury. 9 times out of 10, it's going to go to a grand jury, and so that's what.
Unless it's just clear cut.
Well, yeah,
on video or
sure, yeah.
Wow. So I cap somebody insurance.
But you don't.
It is really.
But you don't.
It's like a home warranty, except it's a warranty for you.
Hopefully, it works better than a home warranty.
Yeah.
Kind of funny. Tonight I was leaving.
Dealt with those
gun safe, and my dad said, "You're taking a gun? So you're going to do your podcast?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like,
"It's crazy sometimes."
But you just never know. You know what I mean?
Never know when someone's going to drop their gun on the ground and fucking shot us.
Holy crap!
And I just talked about
you should be FBI
guys.
agent. I heard they do it. If only you'd have done a damn
that killed his buddy.
This cannot do that.
Oh,
you got to have the hammer back
too.
What if it went off and it ricocheted and it just so happened to like take off my finger and then Andy's finger, but it missed yours because yours is gone already? Then we could all be.
I could actually.
We'd all be.
I would only be so lucky.
At that point, we'd all have to like put our nubs together.
Yeah. Hey, is that supposed to be? Where's the button? Are they back in here?
Or when you drop checked it.
Okay, gotcha.
I didn't.
Okay, no, you guys are done touching it. All right, you're done touching it. Done playing with it.
This is terrible.
You're supposed to play the gun.
I know.
All right, man. Where are you from? Tell us where it all started.
Yeah. What are you? Are you a Texas boy?
No, you knew that.
I know.
You wear that Texas hat all the time, though.
It's a great state, though, isn't it, Stu?
Love it.
It's fucking best.
I mean, like the temperature's great.
I'm sweating right
now. I know, mine is too. That's why I'm leaning forward.
Yeah, I got sweat.
Sceneries. I'm not from here. From Tennessee. Grew up in a town called Smyrna. Lived there for 21 years, and then decided to join the military. Did that for 6. Went back to Murfreesboro, which is I'm surprised that a lot of people have heard of that.
Murfreesboro,
yeah,
Tennessee.
It's technically the dead center of Tennessee. There's actually a marker that denotes the center of Tennessee, and we lived there.
You're real close to Nashville, right?
25 miles.
That's close.
Yeah. And loved it, and then got the call to come back down here and work on the B1s again.
Why'd you get out the first time, Matt?
So, do you remember we deployed? And
we're war buddies. Yep.
Yep. In fact, that's where we met.
Yeah.
Deployed, got back, went and talked to the shirt. Said, "Hey, I want to talk to you about reenlistment." And he said, "No." And I said, "What do you mean no?" He said, "Stu, I got to be honest with you." He goes, I I can't do anything. I said, what do you mean? I just want to re-enlist.
Yeah.
You know? And he goes, it's above me. He goes, you have two options. And this is you remember Sergeant Williams?
Yep.
Mike Williams, good dude. Still like him to this day, even though what happened. And a lot of people, what I'm fixing to tell you, well, if you don't know him, you're going to think he's a dick by what he said.
Okay.
But I still respect the guy, and I know what he's saying, and you'll know what he's saying. You'll know what he's saying being military. He ain't bullshitting me. He said, you got two options. One, go talk to your senator.
Okay.
I was like, all right, what's my other option? I was like, because that ain't going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, tell your mom we said hi. I was like, holy shit. So, and I talked to him later on. He goes, this is way above me. He goes, here's the deal. They're cutting 16,000 people out of the Air Force.
This is when they were denying all those CJRs.
That's exactly what happened.
That's when you got caught up in.
Yeah.
And what year was that?
2004, 2005. It was late 2004 when I went and talked to him. I got out in 2005.
Because I had to late 2005, 2006 because 2006. It was 2006 because I was a 01 enlistee. They were still making, you had to apply for the CJR,
yeah.
And you just kind of sat back and
hoped. You were literally at the mercy. And and here's the deal. I know a lot of people, and I'm not a big political person at all, but that was a cut by Republicans, and shit like that, which sucks. But George Bush wanted 16,000 people out, and I got fucked because I would have stayed. Mm-hmm. In fact, here's what sucks. In a few months, I'd be at 20.
Yeah.
In a few months. So if you see me crying, it's just I just got out of the pool. It's not here.
It's a chlorine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember there was quite a few good.
There was a bunch of us
that got hit with that. Brian Matthews, I think, was in that boat.
He was the rapper, right? Didn't he like rap or something?
Oh yeah, he still does.
So he does. Mm-hmm. Not to change the subject, but I've got his CD, and I remember. You remember Todd?
Yeah.
Todd Gay. He went and he sent me one of his tapes because my uncle was actually in Memphis at the time, working with 3-6 Mafia.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So he was like, "Hey, send him this," and it never panned out in anything. But yeah.
But yeah, he's still making music, man.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. That's good to hear.
Yep.
But yeah, there's a lot of people that I didn't know got caught up in. I thought they just got out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're like, no, man, I didn't want to.
They did something a little bit different when I got out. They were doing quality. They call it Quality Force Reduction Board.
Was that when you opted out, kind of?
Well, what it was is if you had any adverse actions and
blemishes on your record,
sure,
yeah, they pretty much were grouping people together and saying, okay, there you go, we'll give you a severance package to leave. We'll give you money to leave. They were paying people to leave.
What? But no retirement, no matter how long you've been. It was here's a little bit of money. See ya.
Calculated based on your rank and your time.
And that's what sucked, man. I mean, because I took an ad. I was fixing test for tech at 6 years. I was ready to go, and that's got. In my opinion, fucked because I loved it.
Yeah,
I had a blast, especially after that deployment.
That was probably one of my best deployments.
Dude, that was.
I thought it was gonna be my worst, honestly. Didn't you?
We all and here's I hear that so often about that deployment.
It was the best.
Did you hear about that deployment? That was the first deployment when. Okay, here's what happened. The 9th had always deployed.
They started going to LED, right?
No. This was the 28th was the training squadron. And
And
then there was the 13th. That was weapons, if you will. And the 28th did a lot of TUIs, and that was it. That going places. Yeah. Occasionally, we might go to a big TDY for like the Chile air, air show for a week, but most of the time it was a weekend and you come back. Anyways, there was always that, which was a good thing in my opinion, the competition between the 9th and the 28th.
Man,
even though, in all sincerity, it was two different missions, but they did the same shit. They all just tried to get these things in the air.
We used to, so when we were working at that, we'd get Chris Bush spun up because he'd say, well, man, listen, man, back when I was in the 9th Bomb Squadron.
We're like, you were not in the 9th Bomb Squadron.
I was like, you were not in the 9th. Listen, man, I wore the ninth hat. I was in the ninth bomb squad. We swapped over.
The fake ninth.
Yeah, you're like,
yeah,
like I was in the original ninth.
We were original ninth bomb squad.
Yeah.
Like Colonel Woody original ninth.
Well,
oh my gosh.
Eldon, right? What is his name?
Oh, what?
Eldon Woody? Oh,
yeah, but no, I mean, the only reason that is because somebody told me the other day, I was like, Eldon. And they're like, yeah.
That's the best commander I ever worked for, man.
Yeah.
Oh, God, he's the best.
Do you know what's crazy, though?
Yeah.
Everybody I talked to that was in that night says the same thing.
Dude, the guy is great.
And that's the way the 28th was about Colonel Herringsack. Y'all probably heard about Colonel.
Yeah.
Which he was winking.
I worked for him when I was.
Good dude, man. You know, and it's funny y'all talk about that because it was hot as balls, and there was a bunch of men fighting over these freeze pops. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was fucking cold, man. I mean, hot. And we just needed something cold. So we're out. And I remember Colonel Herringsack and his wife would, on the weekends when it was like this, would every day around a little bit after lunch, would drive by and had a cooler full of water and freeze pops.
That's when they would take care of us, man. Right?
Oh.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
You know, that was when every job I've had, you have these guys that are like, hey, man, it was so good back in the day. But that's no shit.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah,
it really is way better back then.
Because I remember when I got there and people were complaining, man, it used to be so good. And I'm like, this is awesome. You know what I mean? And it's like you have your own individial generational
absolutely
decline. You know, things get shittier, and then you look back and like, man. And then it's kind of funny because I'll hear kids like so we're tool crib and it's like, man, I remember when I first come in, man, it was good here, and I'm like, shit,
you have no idea.
And you know what's funny? So we were talking about the other day because remember. I think what's different about this one is our morale booster, our camaraderie was a lot of times built around a keg. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, it really was. Everybody partied together.
Yep. Yeah, we socialized together.
You did, and then don't get wrong, but this one is really more towards a like PT. It seems like where they're really like. I mean, if you're not into a PT. Running together and trying to get, you know, they don't party like we did. And it just, to me, it's weird.
It is weird.
It just blows my mind.
Well, I think it's
which is not a bad thing.
No, it's a culture shift in the Air Force, man, a huge one, and unfortunately, that will make or break you. I'm the living.
You talking about the PT side of it? Yeah. You know, but on the downside is I think the Air Force. I don't think PT is a bad thing. I'm not. No. But I don't need to run like Johnny to do what we do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I wish I could. Not knocking you because like you're doing a fucking 5K every day. I'm not doing it. One because I probably couldn't.
You could. You just need to go out there.
I could do 5K, but it would. What's your like 29 minutes and change or something?
I've been getting them down to like 27.
Did you really do a 5K with Ed Gonzalez? I'm sorry.
Sorry, but that's funnier.
Dotsie's been posting a couple of pics of him, like just lifting weights and saying he's getting after it and all that stuff, and then he just tags Ed in it. You know, and it threw me for a minute. I was like, "Is Ed lifting with Mark now?" And then I started thinking, I was like, "No, there's no way."
That was so great.
So now I was like, "I'm gonna tag Ed in my runs." And then I see Ed in the morning. He's like, "Hey man, we did great." And I was like, "Yeah, we did."
Dude, the next time I eat tacos, I'm tagging Ed. It would probably be like
it was great because I roll into work and me and Ed normally get there about the same time. We come walking in. I was like, "Hey man, how you feeling?" He goes, "Whew, that run really killed me." I love that dude.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
Funny man.
He's good shit.
We were watching a UFC over here a few weeks ago. I think you were here, Andy. Yeah. And Ed came, right? And we're watching the fight, dude. And then Ed's kind of sitting behind me a little bit, and then I hear Yeah, just fell asleep, dude.
He's awesome, man. He's like, and I get tickled because him and I like goof off on the phone or whatever. But every day he'll sit there and he'll be in his chair, and you'll see him. And he's done this. It's every day.
Yeah.
And I swear his thumb still does this every once in a while. Right, and then all of a sudden he'll, and he's right back at it, and then next you know,
and getting old and dying. It's awesome.
That poor guy though, he's got like narcolepsy, and
Ed's a good guy.
Necrophilia and
the beady.
Dude,
He's got the
dude,
beady.
that was the best thing
That
ever.
was so funny, man.
Like I was messing with Andy one day.
Well,
Go ahead.
I just told him, like, I was like, I got this bullshit narcolepsy diagnosis for the VA or whatever,
Yeah.
you know. Fucking stupid.
He's like, you like dead people?
I did, and everybody took me seriously. And I was like, they're like, that's necrophilia. I know.
And then I would run around and tell the story. And I'm like, they're like, was he serious? I was like, he was fucking dead serious.
And then, so just like Billy Bob, he had that hyperhidrosis or I forget what it's called, where, you know, you sweat real bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was telling everybody he had
AIDS?
yeah, sounds just the same. Halitosis, which is that fucking yeah. And they're like, Stu, that's holy fuck, I know. Gosh, it was bad that I had to tell everybody, and that still goes around.
That's
You
funny.
really think Andy had?
He likes necrophilia. He's got necrophilia.
Yes, Andy likes dead people. Okay,
He
at least once a day.
gets disability for it.
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm an EMS?
Oh, you still do that?
Yeah. Well, not
Not as
full
often.
time. Yeah. No. I just run this fire department now.
Fire chief.
Yesterday we went to the Taylor County Commissioner's Court, the
Get some more money?
Taylor County judge
No, I
and the
think he
commissioners,
I think so. Yeah.
and proposed our budget. We're
Was it for that? And that?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's got what's that was 2017, 2018 car out there.
Oh, here.
Holler, dude.
What are yours?
65.
Mine's a 93.
Yeah. 77.
I need to get in the fire department. Let's
Yeah.
join. Let's join.
Can we join this fire department?
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah, want to run calls? Want to fight
No.
fires?
Negative. I told you what I thought about first responders.
But
Not for me.
Dude,
Those guys are superheroes.
it went well. I think it went well. We're looking
Good.
at. We're gonna purchase some new self-contained breathing apparatus.
but okay, hold on. No, and we made fun of you a second ago, but like y'all been trying to get that for a while. Because I
We've been
think I
working
talked
on
to you
it, yeah.
like we talked about that like 2
It's
years
expensive,
ago.
man.
Yeah.
It's expensive. You know, we had a truck that we were trying to pay for too,
Mhm.
and that's part of this. That's part of this gig is navigating your finances and, you know, trying to prioritize.
Because you know you're only gonna get so
needs.
much.
Yeah, and
What if you
and,
get
you know,
bamboozled, dude?
and the thing.
I'm being serious. Like, what if you guys get it and like you guys respond to a fire and like this motherfucker showed up in scuba gear, like containers for like scuba diving. I thought these tanks were to fight fires.
It's,
Neoprene?
Yeah.
you know, one of the things it's kind of you can't we try to maintain a consistent budget every year, and it's kind of hard because you can't depend on, you know, the
Donations.
Everybody's, you know, times are tough all over. Everybody's trying to save money, even down to the landowner, clear up to the county.
Absolutely.
You know, everywhere. So you can't and fundraisers, they're, you know, we had one fundraiser that was consistently getting better and better and
Was it
better every year. Fire and Ice Feast.
Fire and Ice.
Yeah.
It was getting better and better every year, and then last year they lost a lot of their sponsorships.
Let me ask you a
know what
question.
I mean? So it's
Because and I'm asking you this kind of with I do the softball in Holly, and our numbers have just
Dwindled down.
now. Last year was better, and there is some reasons behind that I know why, and I won't get into that because the names and details won't really matter to anybody. But somebody told me that a lot of the reasons why, like you'll see a lot of these businesses decline around here that are small, like whether it be, you know, or donations that are not as good as they used to be, is because the oil boom is not here, like this close anymore.
I think that plays a huge part in it, you know, because when a business is doing good,
sure, they can
afford it, you know, when
Yeah.
business isn't. But one thing that I had, like I've witnessed over the year, and it's kind of funny, and I'll put them on blast, I don't care. Lowe's, right? We got 2 Lowe's stores now.
Yeah.
Right. You go to one Lowe's store, and that store manager, awesome, donates like a tool set. You know, you go to the next Lowe's store, and
Can't
they're
help
like,
you.
Yeah, I can't help you.
Can I ask you a question though? Wait, is that a personal thing or is that a business thing?
Well, it's got to typically with larger corporations like that, it's got to go to their corporate headquarters to be approved. Yeah. But that store manager, he controls that, whether he wants to.
Oh yeah, simply probably just has to pick up the phone and
you fill out a form and you put your charter number, your tax number on there. You know what I mean? And so there's that kind of stuff. But then I've been told too, you go into like, 1 year I went into Tractor Supply, and they've always been really gracious to us and always donated. Guys like, man, I'm getting hit up by everybody. And he goes, so here's a clearance shelf, man. Pick something off the clearance shelf. You know what I mean? And
it's something. It's
something,
hey, listen,
because
we recognize who you are.
We're going to turn around and it may be like a $5 hat, but we may auction it off for $8.
Sure.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Sure. And so we appreciate. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining.
No, I know.
But it is tough. It's tough because there's, especially as a small business owner, you're constantly getting hit up for donations. I'm sure it's frustrating. I'm sure we've had a couple businesses. How much business have you done with us? Because I'm looking back. Nope, you haven't bought anything from us. Okay, fair enough. So we made it a point to, when we needed some certain things, to buy local, and that's what I would suggest. For organizations like that, is to support the local.
And that's a good thing. Because I didn't really think about that a whole lot until I started doing stuff on my own, or the softball thing. Mm-hmm. When we needed jerseys, I looked around. You don't. That's what a lot of people don't realize. When you're charging, I'll just say it, $65 a player. Mm-hmm. That may seem, and I guess technically it is a lot. Mm-hmm. For rec ball. Yeah. But I went out and I got the nice Razorback jerseys. And then what people don't realize is like, same thing in the firefighting world. You don't realize that, when a lot of times they are just sitting around. But when you need them, you haven't spent enough.
Right.
You haven't spent enough.
That's something that we run into, because these are the methods that we use to get funds to operate. Obviously, we ask the county. We get subsidized by Taylor County, which is great. They're a huge part of our annual budget, and I cannot thank them enough. Donations, just straight up donations. We do a donation drive every year. We send out a newsletter and say, this is what our last year's been like. This is our vision, where we're going this year. This is the stuff that we need. And we have our dues set at $50 per family. Okay. And 10 cents an acre.
Okay.
So that allows them. Now, that's not saying that that's what they have
to put. But if
that's just what we're suggesting. This is what, And so, I mean, I have one guy in Bradshaw, Texas. They have a reunion for the school there. It's, if you've driven past Bradshaw and you didn't see it, it's because it's small, man.
Yeah.
And it's not it's like a ghost town, Mm-hmm. But every year they come back to this place and they have this reunion, and somebody contacted us, and we took a fire truck, and at the time I was volunteering for South Taylor EMS. I took an ambulance there, and we just had it there just so they could come look at it. And some guy, just a little old man, come up and he said, I appreciate everything you're doing. I don't have much, and he handed me a $5 bill, And so, and
to him, that's a lot.
Yeah, probably. So humbled by that.
Sure.
I was so humbled by that. So, but the point of that is, it doesn't matter, man. Everything, large and small,
Agreed.
Helps us. It's an expensive business.
And I didn't realize that until like something like that, because until I started doing the softball thing, and back home, the cool thing was they would do the fill the boot. And you see that a lot. Mm-hmm. Or they would knock on doors, and I would try to always give them at least 20. If I had it in my pocket.
But that's that $5 here, that couple dollars here.
Before you know it, that's a lot of money.
It adds up, and then you drive a new car.
We've been real fortunate.
So can I go knock doors again?
Sure.
I don't have AC in my truck.
But can you carry a boot?
Why don't you get the AC fixed in that truck, dude?
I haven't knocked on doors.
We can join the fire department, tomorrow fire department.
Y'all hiring?
Sure. You guys are stupid.
This is really hadn't turned out well for him.
Hey, that softball. Speaking of softball, dude, did you see the new sport that's going to be in the Olympics for 2020?
Get out of here.
Softball and baseball. Isn't that awesome, dude?
My daughter's going to be there one day.
That's pretty cool. I was telling Andy, I was like, are these softball players going to be like big guys that drink beer, or are these going to be athletes, right?
Wait, hold on. Time out. You're saying men's softball or girls softball?
No, baseball and softball. So men are going to probably be in the baseball. Softball.
Okay.
Softball
Well, you
for women.
Sorry, but you came up with the whole.
Yeah.
But
hey, they may have softball for men. I don't know. It's the Olympics, dude.
But do they all kind of talk a little fleet?
Right.
No, dude. If softball's in there,
it is.
Like
it's going to be 2020.
Like I mean,
yeah.
This is going to be awesome because my daughter's going to be in high school this year. I hope that 2020.
They added like 3 sports.
It's going to be in high school?
3 new sports. Or 5 new sports. Baseball, softball,
I got a high schooler.
Karate, skateboarding, and surfing made it through to the Olympics.
I'll be on the surfing team, most likely.
Yeah, I was thinking, this is Andy's time to get that goal. He's going to surf his ass off.
I can see it.
Yeah.
You should let your hair grow out though.
I practice in the bathtub.
You don't look like a skier. I mean a surfer.
Surfer.
If you let your hair grow out,
he skis, dude.
Like
shit's long.
If the tips were blonde.
Trust me, he skis.
You want to sit here?
Yeah. Sure.
Oh no! So let me ask y'all, what got y'all started in this? What was the
podcasting?
Yeah, what was hey man, let's give this a shot.
Well, I mean, I had this idea, we should do this podcast and try to get famous and
hell yeah, make some money.
Because
the door knocking shit ain't paying off, huh?
Yeah. The donate to boot. Yeah, shit ain't working.
No, I'm gonna find a raggedy ass fire boot and I'm gonna put it. I'm bringing it and I'm putting it up in here.
Do it.
You should, man.
That'd be cool.
You know what though? You might be surprised.
Picture when we were in space. Anyways.
Holy crap!
That was one that Trump sent me and Johnny out.
We're the Tesla guy.
We're doing site surveys.
I haven't checked
for Space Force bases.
Yeah. What's it?
Elon Musk.
That's it.
Dude.
Yeah, we're doing site surveys for Space Force.
Yeah.
Bases. Yeah. Because PT's not going to be a thing because they're going to issue everybody little Jetsons cars.
No. Yeah. And then we were all complaining, where are we going to be stationed? And he's like, space.
Yeah.
You're going on.
Anywhere else?
You're going
Space Force.
You're going on the 6 billion light year TDY.
To where?
Space.
I mean, where else, right?
Space.
No, we start to answer your question. Me and Andy we both like watching and listening to podcasts, dude.
Yeah.
We listen to the same similar ones, and we talked about this before on episodes. But I'll tell you, we enjoy that. It's a different way to gain information, and it's a different form of entertainment, man. Not your normal television,
correct,
stuff like that. So, then I just told him, I was like, dude, why don't we do our own?
Yeah.
And then.
Well, because I love the name.
Right? Red Ball.
Yeah, well, and I told my wife, you asked earlier.
Yeah.
And she was like, you're going to do what?
Oh, did you tell her I'm going on a Red Ball?
Well, I told her, I was like, listen. And I had to do this. Listen. yeah, and I was like, a Red Ball. When a plane, I had to explain the whole thing. When a plane's breaking down, you're sitting on the chalks and they're trying to get out of the freaking chalks and they won't go. You got to call specialists for their fuck ups and this, that, and the other. That's a Red Ball. And she's like,
well, we were kind of talking about it, and Johnny was dinking around with like some little like graphics and stuff.
Yeah.
And like videos for how to like announce our show.
Yeah.
And he was Code 1.
Code 1 was
Code 1.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I dig it.
And then there was some like ambulance, EMS,
like an EMT helicopter in Australia show called Code 1.
Code 1.
Crap.
And then I was
like, that good.
And I was like, what about Red Ball? I was like, it makes no sense, but the people that we will understand,
Yeah.
And it's unique to what we do.
Absolutely.
Yep.
With the area and the plane. And, but I mean, okay, so.
And all of aircraft maintenance, everyone Red Balls.
I was going to say.
Right? So they know.
Well, and you know what? I would be interested to see. I had to call my uncle who did a lot of civilian.
Jesus Christ, unless you're on the C-130. We don't red ball. I never heard of a red ball until I got to dice.
He probably said that, didn't he?
Mark Washburn.
Yes.
Who?
Mark Washburn.
I didn't catch the
I think
reference.
we might have him on the podcast, dude.
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah.
Him and Ron Hunter.
That you're going to have to, it'll be X because they're going to be.
Ron, man. Ron's a tough one. He's like,
I think we can get Ron.
he's like, man, well, I talked to him last week.
Yeah.
And I was like, there he is. There's our next podcast guest.
He's like, no.
And he's like, no, man. He goes, there's too much shit on stories, bro. And I was like, that's not what it's about, man.
Too much stories about what, though?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Sometimes I just want to pick his brain about his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and you know, Ron's a smart dude.
Very knowledgeable, man. That's why I call him the Oracle. I'm serious. I see him in Sniper. I'm like, the Oracles. Yeah, because those guys know everything, man.
Yeah, and Ron's been around and seen a lot of stuff. And you know what? A lot of people might find some of his, to him, stupid stories interesting.
He's a funny guy, though, too.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's the big
I've been
thing.
trying to get him out of the house.
You know, we started talking about doing this, and the people that we have served with.
Let's have him on the show.
You know what? Here's what's fucked up, though, man. Have y'all noticed as you get older, a lot of the guys that we serve with don't want to do a daggum thing?
Yeah, I see it.
They don't.
They just want to just.
I mean, and I get it. You're comfortable at home, man.
Yeah.
You're sitting there, you're kicked up, you got your and a beer. I get it. But I don't know. I still like people.
Yeah,
So.
I do too.
And that's what's cool about this is Johnny, he made a good point too. It's kind of a way to kind of chronicle our experiences, our stories, you know, the stuff, you know. This going on here, it's there forever.
Oh yeah, that's so weird.
It's there forever.
Something wrong with it,
yeah. Sorry.
But no, it's cool, man. And then another aspect, you know, one thing that I always try to hit on is the transition from military to civilian, and you know, we'll get to that. But I always try to ask them, you know, if you got any advice for that, you know,
getting out.
Just because I hear so many people talking about, man, fuck the Air Force, I'm getting out, you know, and then
even though you got a raw deal, you still benefited from it, right?
You know, and here's absolutely. Here's the deal, and I
let's talk about it.
I will. I'd say since you're already there. I got a brother-in-law who's in the Navy right now, and he called me up. He said, "Stu, what would you do?" I said, "I'm gonna tell you right now." So one, you got a daughter. I said, "It sucks being away. I won't deny you that.
Yeah,
but you can spend 20 years, which sounds like a lot, but collect a retirement, and then you're done, and you can move on. You can still have a normal life outside of that, but you still collect a retirement." And I said, "I promise you this, some of the best experiences of your life will be right now."
Yeah.
Right now.
How old is he?
Shit. You would ask me that.
In his 20s? Still young?
He might be early 30s, but he's been in for 6 years now. He's already re-enlisted once. So I told him, and he called me the other day, and I told him, we were talking, I was like, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm about to do for a re-enlistment." I was like, "Listen," I said, "here's the deal. This is your make or break point. If you re-enlist, you're doing your 20.
Yep.
If you don't, you're done. But understand this. This re-enlistment is not signing up for another 4, another 6. This is you signing up for a retirement. You need to understand that." And I said, if there's one thing that I regret, man, is not fight. I should have went to the fucking senator.
Should have fought a little bit more.
It wasn't Sergeant Williams' fault.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't give myself a chance.
Yeah.
To even hear a no. You know? So I don't blame anybody really but myself, for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, being a first-term airman, you don't know. I go to a guy with, you know, stripes that go up, and I'm like, fuck, that's he's probably sitting close to Jesus for all I know. You know, I mean, I don't know.
You bring up a good point. That guy didn't have all the answers, man. Just because someone has a roof up there,
it doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit.
They may, you know, there's some people out there, they're good. They'll take care of their people.
Absolutely.
But at that time, he could have probably done you a little bit better.
Oh,
you know,
and looking back,
gave you more avenues.
And not necessarily. It should have started with him.
Yes.
You know, there was a chief.
And I'm gonna take that even one step further. And I'm not blaming, but it was pointed out to me. And I am not blaming anybody.
Yeah.
But it could have started. Well, I mean, yeah, essentially it does, I guess. But I mean,
you got Kleenexes here, dude?
I know, right? Yeah.
Just kidding, dude.
But you know, my supervisor could have said, "Hey, dude, go fight."
Yep. Yeah.
Go fight.
Yeah.
You know, but I was at the time where we went through supervisors like crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I rolled through.
Dude, at that time too, man, was weird. They were doing some weird shit.
It was, man.
You know, like you said, that was our first deployment. We're all 3 bomb squadrons. We went together and we had to learn how to love each other and work together.
It was, hey, this is
great. You guys come back. We combined.
Yeah.
They took away the DCC program.
They sure did. So which is the worst thing they did.
Yeah, when they did that, you didn't really care about what your troops were doing.
Yeah.
They were out there working somebody else's airplane. And then I think NCO started getting to that point where, like, you know what? I'm just going to take care of myself, man.
Yeah, back up.
Yep.
I need to make the next rank. Yeah.
Something just as small as decorations. You know how many times I asked, like, I think I'm eligible for a decoration, you know, you're supposed to get one, every 3 years or something like that.
Or if you PCA
or
PCS.
PCS, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
or even when you come back from
a
deployment.
I was told by a couple supervisors, yeah, go ahead and start writing it. That's not my job.
It isn't.
But if you wanted to,
you had to step up on your own. And you're exactly right, Andy. And
that's wrong.
That's where I should have taken and noticed that and went and said, hey, listen, this is bullshit. I did. I turned around when the shirt said that. I kind of looked at him and I go, and there was 2 brand new airmen that walked through, and I go, why the fuck are they here? You're letting a staff that wants to be here.
That's qualified.
You know what?
I remember those days, dude, and arguing about this with people. Like, why is this happening? You know?
Yeah, and here's the fucking thing. You know, I had airman of the quarter, high flyer, multiple times. Just got back from a deployment. Had no bad paperwork.
Getting ready to test for tech.
Made staff in 4 years. Fixing the test for tech. What the and here's what they don't realize.
Right.
It ends up looking like, what the fuck did I do wrong?
Yeah.
You know, and I did take it a little bit personally, and maybe it was being a pain in the ass.
That's legitimate. But big Air Force don't see that. They just see numbers.
That's exactly what it was.
You know, they just see numbers.
And a card?
Yeah, Ray, I mean, Kayleen Rosal.
Yeah, I know you say they're looking at numbers.
I mean, that's all it is. You're just a number. You're just a number. You're just a number. You're just a metric. You're just a color on a slideshow.
Yeah, you know, and
we need to get rid of this many. Well, why this? Well, because we're going to be too heavy on techs, so we need to get rid of some staffs. We're short on masters, so we can.
Instead, you could have just taken and said, "We're not promoting."
Yeah,
we're not promoting. This is going to be the worst year for fucking tech, I wouldn't have made it for 6 years.
Yeah, lower the numbers.
When you left, did they give you anything? Did you get to keep your educational benefits? I mean,
but it was like the severance package that he's talking about.
Yeah,
no,
you didn't. You just
it was see ya. You got your VA benefits. That's it. See ya. You're gone.
Yeah.
You know. So and here's the deal. Could I have taken and went to the recruiter and said, man, listen, here, I got a raw deal. I want to get back in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Again, a lot of this is on me, but I was so pissed off at the military at that point.
Sure.
Fuck you.
Yep.
You know, and what sucks is, you guys know this plane sucks to work on. I mean, it's a maintenance nightmare.
It's a challenging aircraft, man.
It is.
It is a very challenging aircraft.
Coolest aircraft, bomber-wise, heavy-wise, absolutely. But I loved it.
So I think
the people, that group that we had back then.
If I can,
good times.
If I'm picking up on what you're saying, tell people that maybe are in that getting close to re-enlisting those first-term airmen, or even first-term airmen that are starting out, maybe if they happen to listen to this,
okay, I see
take charge of your career.
Here's the deal. I would recommend that early on. Don't think. If you have a great supervisor, you're lucky. If you have a shitty supervisor, deal with it. Roll on. Your career is up to you, not anybody else. That's the only, I guess,
advice.
That's the only advice I could give anybody. It's not. Don't expect. I had a great commander. I had a really good shirt. I'll tell you another story. I got caught servicing PPE. Without any, servicing oil.
You're servicing people.
Yeah, servicing the glove.
Servicing a PP.
That's a different show, isn't it? Is that the next show? Is that what? Is that later?
I knew what you were talking about.
But I got caught servicing oil without PPE.
Without PPE.
And QA rolls up, and they're like,
"Get that PP out of your mouth, sir." This is why you're in, of course.
Right? Absolutely.
Where's your goggles? See me.
I know. I didn't just show up and be like, "Hey, this PP's so good."
You can't be doing that on the flight line.
Yes, I had been in for all of about 3 years, and got caught servicing the number 2 ads without
any
shit. Nothing. And I don't remember what it was, but I was mad that day, and I was ready to get that shit done. Yep.
Nope.
No gloves, no apron, no goggles, no nothing. QA rolls by. I look up, and I'm like, yep. I stop, go up, and tell my man number, because I know I'm done.
Yeah.
And go back and put my shit on and start serving. I think it was the day that we're sitting there, and y'all remember this. You're sitting there. You're supposed to get out at 4 o'clock or 3, whatever. It was 7 to 3 for us. So 2:30 rolls around. By the way, we're working 12.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I had shit to do. So anyways, it was one of those days, and jet lands, servicing it up, you get caught, time goes on. Sergeant Jones, I don't know if y'all remember him, Steve Jones.
Yep.
He was a senior at the time. Comes up to me and says, "Hey, Stu." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Gotta go talk to the chief."
Damn it.
And I was like, "Why?" He goes, "Remember when you got caught by QA?" I was like, "Oh, yeah." He goes, "What happened, man?" And I was like, Sergeant Jones, I was like, I fucked up. I shouldn't have done it. And I was pissed. And he goes, "Just tell the chief that." So we walk in, get the reporting statement. Ream. Y'all remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all know him? He looks up at me and goes, "So, Airman Maynard, looks like on May the 2nd, I'll never forget, on May the 2nd, you were servicing the number 2 ads without any personal protective equipment."
Yeah.
Said, "Yes, sir, Chief." He goes, "What do you got to say about that?" And he's looking down at the paper. "What do you got to say about that?" And I'm standing right here across the desk. And I said, "Chief," I said, "I really don't have anything other than I fucked up." And he goes, and looks at Sergeant Jones, and I can see Sergeant Jones out of the corner of my eye. And he's giggling because he knew. That's all the chief wanted to hear, but the chief expected me to say something else.
Yeah.
And the chief looks up, and he looks at Sergeant Jones, and he looks back at me, and he looks down, and he goes, "That's a lot better answer than the asshole that was in here a minute ago." And I was like, and I look at Sergeant Jones, and he's smiling. He goes, "Told you." And the thing, that was a chief. Mm-hmm. That was the guys that knew all I want to do was fix my fucking aircraft and go home.
Yeah.
You're gonna fuck up. Now these poor guys get, if they do the littlest thing wrong, they're kicked out. Yeah. And there's a lot of good people that have been gone for just the dumbest shit. People that have been out for, floor shaping, weight loss.
Yeah.
The stupidest. You didn't service oil without PPE. Holy fuck. We just changed, jet tubes can come out there and change an ads with nothing on and get oil all over them. But I can't service the fucking thing without a glove on?
Because there's pressure behind that oil on that
oil
part.
Oh, dear God.
Like there isn't pressure on that ads if you press on that.
That's what I'm saying.
Or how about the start mod that I put in last weekend?
I know. Do a PDU.
I took the 4-bolt flange off, and I hear, and nothing's coming out, and I just hear, boosh. And I was like, "Oh, there it goes." It's it's getting happy.
And that was after you'd opened it for 5 minutes. You're like, "Man, I guess it's empty."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
so again, like I said, I mean, your career is up to you.
Yeah.
You know,
Good advice.
it's nobody else's. It's your career.
But you said something too, though. Like, let's say you do get a shitty supervisor. I think sometimes some people that get shitty supervisors are fucking lucky. That's a good example of how not to be.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you could look at somebody and be like, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah. I used to always tell the airmen, man, like, go out to that flight line whenever we had a class graduate from Able Chief at the schoolhouse. I would tell them, go out there and find that crew chief that knows what the fuck they're doing and hang out with them. Be around that person as much as you can. I said, you'll get out there and you'll see right away who are the knuckleheads, who's the clown, who likes to clown around, and who wants to get the job done. And then you got some of those guys that are in between, which I kind of think I was. Like, I clowned around, but I still like to work.
And that's the thing. You know,
and associate with them.
I was a big fan of the happy medium where, you know what, this needs to be fun. Because this job does suck at times.
Yeah, there are
this job, I mean, it's 109 today.
But yeah, I do. Yeah, find that person that still wants to work though.
Absolutely,
but
can have fun doing it.
Yeah, and don't hang out with those guys that just fucking want to be dirtbags and not.
Absolutely.
I was really fortunate, man. I worked with him. He taught me.
Held your hand?
I did.
Yeah, I mean,
I worked with.
You're saying gay supervisors are really good.
Well, you know, Terry Gordon, Brian Broad.
I would really say Terry Gordon was good, but.
Most people would.
Dude,
he deployed with it. I liked him. Good guy. You know, and that's I met a lot of people on that deployment. That were I enjoyed a lot of the night people. And
were we on this? I don't think we were on the same shift. Were we?
No.
I was on night.
No, you were with Bush.
Yeah, we were. Were we?
Yeah, you were with Bush. Yeah.
Oh damn! This is like the third time you've worked for Bush.
Dude, like following that guy is weird. He wasn't bad there. Actually, remember we had to actually tell him stay in the truck. Like he would not stay in the truck. He'd want to get out and cruise still. We still needed someone to drive the truck around to give us stuff. So we had to tell him stay in the damn truck, man.
It's crazy,
right?
That was
That's a good trip.
But you know what? Here's the deal. I'm gonna give Bush a little credit where you were talking about somebody that knows their shit and wants to get out and get the job done. He is that guy.
Sure.
Sometimes to a fault.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a crazy deployment because that's when I had my heat stroke. You remember that?
Mm-hmm. I do remember that.
That scared the shit out of me. And that's when we realized Snippy wasn't going to make it. That was a shitty day. Yep.
Good trip, but bad things happen.
Fuck.
Right?
Yeah.
But we still survived. Still had a good
But
time.
that was the like when you could tell that it didn't matter what hat you wore.
It didn't. Yeah.
It was, especially when you deploy, dude.
But I did notice I was better than all
of them. You were.
Well, I mean,
I'm better than these guys. But I'll hang out with them.
28. I mean, clearly junior varsity.
Oh, terrible.
Clearly
terrible. Your boss was a 28 guy. It's weird.
We realize that.
Oh wait,
I didn't vote for him.
Trump is 28, wasn't he?
Trump was not in the 28.
Oh,
that motherfucker was in the 9th bomb squadron, dude.
You know what?
We ran the snack bar.
Kobe.
I'll tell you what. Something that. So I know you're not on. You remember Walker Grant, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so he's probably watching. He's a fan of the show.
Wow.
He's cool, man.
Right?
He's funny.
This fucking shit.
So he was on a. I don't know the specifics of what happened, but he was a member of this B1 Maintainers Facebook page.
Is he not?
And he got kicked out because
he created it.
No. This is prior.
Okay.
And why did he get kicked out? Because Walker Grant. That's just it, right?
Fair enough.
So he created the B1B Lancer Crew Chiefs page, right?
Which is what I think I'm on.
And
best page ever.
I'll tell you what, man. One thing, like 9th, 28th, Edwards, Ellsworth, Mountain Home, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Like when somebody's on, like somebody knows of somebody that's passed away or somebody's having a hard time, everybody everybody's on there like, hey, dude, here's my number.
Yeah.
Hit me up if you need to talk.
Is it fake sugar? Sorry, I'm listening to you.
No,
there's no sugar in it.
Okay.
It's
you bring up
and so that brotherhood,
Agreed.
doesn't matter what hat you wear.
Agreed.
It's a real family.
I'll tell you something neat.
But we're so quick to rag on each other too.
I haven't noticed that.
That's the other
I haven't
thing.
noticed that. Because I'll tell you why I didn't notice that. As soon as I got back, no one. I've been gone for almost 10 years, and no one mentioned my finger as soon as I got back. No one. Everybody. Everybody.
Good to see you.
Oh, your finger's still going.
Shake with the other hand.
Yeah, that's
like a prosthetic.
So Billy Bob did get me one. He really did.
But it's a brotherhood, man. At the end of the day.
Yeah,
you're exactly right, because there's the whole chair force thing, but where we're considered the wussies, but sitting there dealing with that crap, sitting in a plane that's 140 degrees on the inside all fucking day long.
Oh yeah,
that sucks, and man, here's what's neat is when we deployed, I didn't know him, but anyway, I got to know him real quick, and
I met you. The first time I met you was, I think, after that deployment.
It was
at the zone.
Yeah, I went to the zone twice.
Oh, really?
Ever? Yeah, it was at the zone.
I live in that place.
But you know what?
I've never went to that place.
Here's the cool thing: is like later on, like when I got out, like I said, for almost to the day 10 years, and then came back, and it was like I never left. And I hadn't talked to a lot of people in ages, and it was really so good to see, because I'll tell you a true story. We took in. I went back home and was home for 6 or 7 years, I think it was. I don't remember exactly. Anyways, the Smyrna Air Show, it's a good air show, was coming around, and I happened to look, and all of a sudden I'm sitting there and I was like, oh, cool, Thunderbirds and that. Holy shit, a B-1's from fucking Dias?
9th Bomb Squadron, probably.
Yeah.
It was 122?
122.
Yeah. And then number 3 nozzle was closed as it went by on high speed pass and burn.
That's the way of winking.
Is that the air show? Okay.
That's the air show.
It really was. I remember that, and it's funny. So we're sitting there and we're watching this air show, and I told my wife as soon as I found out the B1's coming, I said, "Baby, we're buying tickets. Normally we can just go and we'll watch from afar." I said, "I'm buying tickets." I was like, "I don't give a shit. They cost $100 a piece. I don't care. I'm buying tickets." And she started laughing. She goes, "All right." And like I said, it'd been a while since I'd seen the plane, and we're sitting there, and the prop jobs go on and do the this, that, and the other. Anyways, the announcer's talking, and all of a sudden it gets dead quiet, and I looked over and I went, "It's coming." It's coming.
That ugly sound, dude.
No, it was dead fucking quiet, man. Nothing. You could hear a pin drop. Like even the crowd was quiet. I was like, "It's coming. It's fixing to happen." I literally leave my kids and everybody, and it gets, and like they most air shows put up that orange like construction fence shit. Yeah. I'm pushing people out of the way to see this plane.
You hopped it, run out on the runway.
I got you. So all of a sudden I look off in the distance and I hear the announcer. And if you look to your left, B1B Lancer from Dice, and I got it now. I got fucking chills, man. I was like, "Oh," I ain't gonna lie. I was like,
"Is it because you were away from it, huh?"
I got sand in my eye.
Yeah.
I did, dude. Yeah. But here's the deal. And
you have your PPE on.
I did. Sorry, Chief. Sorry, Chief. I got it. But I fucked up. But it came by, and my wife just looked at me, and she was like,
You're so stupid.
And then it did the high speed pass. But it is the people.
Yeah.
The plane's cool as shit.
Yeah, I think when you're seeing that plane, it's cool that.
But you see all these stories that start playing, man.
You can relate what you know. What got that in the air was the camaraderie.
or from the first day when you walk in, to basic training, and you're sitting there and I remember when I went to MEPS, and my buddies are sitting there talking to me, and you're telling them about. I remember that instant moment when I got the needle shoved in my arm and it felt like it went through the back. I remember all this stuff all the way up, till pretty much my last day. To all this, all these differences. I could go on and on and on, but it all. I don't care if you work an A-10 or a KC-130 or the 130 or this, this cool plane. It doesn't matter. It's the people that make the job. This plane is a shitty plane.
You know what I think it is? I think it at a certain point you realize that you are serving something greater than yourself.
I couldn't agree with you more. There's not many jobs, and this is another thing that you could tell everybody you talk to that's thinking about getting out. Go do anything else. Go do anything. I don't care. Nothing's going to give you the pride, especially when you deploy, that this does. Especially
it's a unique experience.
This is a monotonous fucking thing, sitting there launching planes day in and day out to watch some guy bounce it across the runway on a training mission. It sucks. I'm not going to deny that at all. I won't deny it. But when you go somewhere and then next thing you know, you're like, holy shit, it come back and it's
empty. This
is what, and then you, down's up. Yeah. Hey, how'd y'all do? Hey, Chief. We're whiskey and we fucked some shit up today.
Yeah.
You're like, for real? And then the cool thing was, I had 2 great days in Diego, and I don't know if you remember these. One, the shitty day. I'll start with that. When they come back and told us we had a hung store. You remember that day? And they said 2 Marines died.
Yep.
Or 1 Marine died. 2 Marines died. 2 Marines died because we couldn't get a bomb on target. Worst fucking day there. Terrible. Because I got a lot of respect for the guys on the ground. And I know you guys do too. Next. Awesome day. Come back, catch the jet. They're like, yeah, we dropped 6 bombs. And we got a story back. And also we get this letter back. And it's from, if I remember correctly, a 2 or 3-star general from the Army. And he's telling us what happened, blah, 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 and sends us photos. We dropped 4 bombs on this building, 1 at each corner, and leveled the fucking thing. And there's dead people in there. Now, I'm not condoning that or happy about, whatever. It should happen.
Yeah.
But it was a heroin fucking place. And this commander said we were pinned down. If you guys hadn't have been there, we don't know what would have happened. And that fucking plane put 4 bombs at the corner of the building.
That's cool.
And so there's guys that
that's
the shit, man.
Yeah.
Well, we went in 07. Johnny was in QA, so I don't know. Did you ever get a chance to go to those briefings that they would put on?
No, I didn't watch it even there.
Well, so like it was really cool because I was the DCC of 109 on that trip, and it was we know 109's a workhorse, except for now.
But it's because you're not on it.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna go with.
But it was dropping a lot of bombs. So then. And then 112 was dropping a lot.
Yep.
And then you go to these briefings, and the aircrew member who compiled all the photos from UAVs and from sniper pods on other aircraft.
Hell yeah.
They got video, and then they got you see this cave, and then you see that cave no more.
Yeah. You see buildings, and then
boom,
white flash, and then nothing.
And then they're talking about the mission, and then you're like. And he's like, this was Bone 3-1. I was like, oh, that was my crew. That was my crew. That was like last Thursday. And we Winchestered on that. And you start getting, and then you're like, holy shit, it's motivating, man.
Yeah.
So and here's the crazy thing, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Military necessarily doesn't condone war, but imagine. I don't know. Imagine doing anything. Training all day long to do a podcast, let's say. Okay. Let's just put it in this perspective. You're doing it, you're videoing, you're watching yourself, but you never, ever, ever go live. Never.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, and that's what some people that's never deployed, yeah.
And it's
they're practicing for a war that's never going to happen, man. For them.
Well, that's what, okay, so we listened to this guy Jocko Willink, right?
I know exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so he's a ex-Navy SEAL commander.
Yeah.
And I was listening to
very motivational.
His latest podcast that he did is with one of his team members who was he was prior recon in the Marines. Anyways, he's talking about how he was like the war come. He's like the most devastating thought that he had was that the war would come, it would be over, and he would not get to go. He would never see combat in his.
So. You know, like I get that. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Because I remember when the towers got hit. Here's what I remember. Went into work, and Crawdaddy. I remember him going, "When we going?" That's not exact. When we going? You know. So, but I was like, "Hey, if we're going, I want to go," and. You know, they were like, and then we were still technically, you know, we were the 28th at the time.
And sons of bitches weren't going nowhere.
That's what I'm thinking. And I actually talked them into joining the night.
They were, you know, I was in basic training at the time, and they were actually going to pull me out of basic training to go with the 9th Bomb Squadron.
Because you were that badass?
Just because I was assigned to the 9th already, dude.
Are you
the real 9 Bomb.
Dude, out of the womb, when you come out of the womb, the doctor actually put on his birth certificate, 9th Bomb Squadron.
But with you guys, you got to use 2 stamps.
Yeah.
8.
Oh, not the X.
Yeah.
Not the.
Well,
X.
That was us. Yeah.
I fucking hate this shit, man. Why do y'all do this to me?
So.
I'm gonna go to Ellsworth. Those guys are a lot cooler.
Yeah,
they're way better at planes.
They probably got an awesome podcast up there.
I bet they do. Probably cooler.
Probably cooler.
No pun.
I heard they. I'm gonna say it because we've done it too. I'll just say they park their jets like this, but fuck, we've done it.
Yeah, we're fucked. Yeah, that's too late.
We've done it.
Yeah, we kind of screwed that up. The
Pop Willies, man.
Was that 28th plane that did that?
9-7.
It was a 28th plane, right?
Pretty sure I had a checkerboard tail.
I'm not in the 28th anymore. I'm the 9th.
Hey,
I'm the.
Mercenaries now.
We're mercenary contractors now, dude.
37th.
37th?
Yeah, plus 13.
But you did
50th.
The 50th.
So you moved back.
I did. To Tennessee.
Bought a house.
You talking about here or
here?
Okay. Yep. Moved back here. Yep.
Well, I guess what'd you do?
What were you doing after
you
got there?
When I got out. Okay. So here's another thing that a lot of people don't realize is when you get out, if you don't have something lined up,
there's no money coming in.
Like, and here's absolutely. So if you're questioning,
dude, you're in Foxville.
Absolutely, buddy. So if you're
Foxville, Tennessee, that's where you were at, dude.
That's on the map.
Is it?
Yeah, did you see it?
Right next to Queersville. Or is that Queersland?
That's where I was at.
Queerstown?
Queerstown?
Yeah. Queersville? Anyway.
Queerstown, Tennessee.
Hey, welcome to Queersville.
Yes.
Okay. You want to keep going?
No, we're done.
I'll wait.
That's a good one, dude. We're going to stop.
Oh, we're going to high five on that one.
Stop, man.
I'm gonna have to get some more drink here, man.
Get one of those, dude. These are delicious.
No, so I got out and came here. But I was gonna tell you. So when I got out, I was like, man, I'll go find another job back home. Shouldn't be too hard. Shit. Because at this point, you're wanting to do something halfway decent, but then you realize you didn't get all your college done, or you didn't do all this or that and the other. Maybe like if you're airplanes, you didn't finish your A&P. You know, I had my airframe done, but not my power plant.
That's excuses. Anyways.
Yeah, well, exactly.
I'm kidding. So, I mean, I got mine. I don't know, but anyways, go ahead.
Did you at 6 years? Did you really?
Yeah, I did get it.
Within 6 years?
While I was also deploying, going to war and all that other stuff. I promise you, dude.
I don't, but I'm pretty much a doctor. So.
Yeah,
that's true.
Doctor,
that's true.
So, I mean,
yeah.
But yeah, anyways, dude, go ahead and throw my excuses. I'm just kidding, dude.
You still don't have yours now, do you?
I do have my.
Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah. Good for you. Even though you don't need it now.
I don't, but I should be getting paid more at that damn place if I have it.
That's what I'm saying. I told him that the other day. I was really at your back.
Oh, thanks, dude.
I actually wonder why you're still there. But so I got out, and this is not a joke. I couldn't find shit. And at that point, I had a kid and a wife. And I told my wife, I said, hey, listen, I'm gonna take the next job. If I'm gonna go on here, the first job that I see that's hiring, I'm taking it because I'd rather the bank account, instead of doing this,
have something coming in.
Do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A slow decline. And then I'll keep looking while I'm in. No joke, I was a bellman. I was a bellhop at Opryland Hotel. Because I did. I clicked job search, went up, Opryland Hotel. I was like, hell, man. And I talked to my dad. He goes, I know somebody that works there.
Yeah.
He goes, I'll get you on. I was like, all right, good. So I got on. But, man, it was hyped up. I'm going to make all kind of money. I'm like, shit, this is easy, and I'll make all kind of money. They make shit. Sometimes $20 a day. It sucked. Long and the short, left that job, got another job, being a mechanic on diesels and lawn equipment. Pretty good job. It was part-time only at the time, but it paid more than the other one. And I was like, all right. And my dad told me another thing that really struck hard. There's no better time to look for a job than when you got one.
Yep. Okay.
So I just continually told myself I'm gonna keep until the job comes around. I'm gonna keep going. So I did, and did that for a year and a half. Went from part time to full time. Did a lot of managerial stuff, and realized that, man, I told the guys, listen, your managers are getting paid this, and I'm getting paid down here. I'm doing the same shit they are. On top of all this other stuff, I pretty much worked myself out of a job on the mechanic side.
Yeah.
He goes, well, this is all we can do. And he actually, this is not a joke, complained about the size of my toolbox.
Too much, too big, too little. Too little.
But I did the same amount of work that somebody did with, a Monster Snap-on.
Oh, you didn't have Snap-on?
I did not. I couldn't.
That's probably why. I don't have Snap-on either.
I don't either.
Me neither. Actually, I do have some.
Yeah, I do have some Snap-on stuff.
Where'd it come from?
Somewhere.
Pawn shop?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Good point. So ended up doing that, and I got pissed off, to be honest with you. The worst, I have never talked bad about a company I work for, ever. True Green Chemlon sucks.
Really? Just blast them. Go ahead and blast them.
They suck. There you go. They suck. I wouldn't pay them to service your bush.
Dang.
Or your tree or anything.
I pee on that bush.
Yeah. I'm fixing it. But I mean, for real, it was terrible. They treat their people like shit.
Wow.
I'm serious. I've never disliked the company so much. So I roll on and go with, no doubt, the best company I ever worked for. To this day, RJ Young.
Better than them too? Of course, sir.
Man, that's a tough. Yes.
They pay just as good?
They pay better than what I was making.
Mm-hmm.
Not as good as I am now because I'm obviously here. So I'm pretty much a whore.
Yeah. We all are, man. That's why we're mercenary mechanics, dude.
I mean, if anybody thinks we're there for anything other than a paycheck, you're crazy.
You're absolutely right. And here's the deal. That company was awesome, man. And I won't go into grave detail, but everything about that company was good. And then I got a phone call and said, hey, here's the deal. I turned it down the first time. I was like, no, man, I'm happy. Got another phone call. Said, hey, come down. And I was like, listen, what are y'all paying? And he told me, and I was like, shit. And I'll be honest with you, it was $12 more an hour more. And I was like, I told my boss, and I said, hey, man, I hate to do this. I said, but Friday's my last day. He goes, what? I said, Friday's my last day. And I told him exactly why. I said, here's the deal. They told me I got to be here by this date or I can't take the job. And I told him what I was getting paid. And he goes, you'd be an idiot if you didn't take that job.
That's a good boss.
I cannot speak highly enough of RJ Young. Best fucking company out there. It's the largest copier dealership in the Southeast. Great people. If they're still the same way.
Yeah.
At my time, it was amazing. But I mean, at the end of the day, every one of us, to include the boss, is trying to make a paycheck.
Yeah, sure.
And he told me, he goes, man, he goes, I get it. He goes, I don't blame you. Call me, you know. And the cool thing is, here's what's neat. If this sucked, say 90 days down there, no kidding, in 90, even if the job paid less or what, I said, hey, fuck you guys, I'm out of here. In 90 days or before 90 days, if I said, hey, is that job still open? Yep. Act like you never left.
That's cool.
This company's crazy the way they do stuff. But anyways, so got down here, stay with the Washburns for 6 months or 8 months. And then, you know, the family come down. Here we are.
Good.
Here we are. Back in Abilene. Well, not
you're in Jones County. Man.
I'm in Jones County. Land of the...
That's what you gotta call. You gotta say it like that. It makes it sound more spectacular.
Yeah. Jones County.
I mean, if you're like, well, I live in Holly. I live in Jones County.
Oh no!
Really?
Wow.
That's nice in the summertime.
Yeah, it's great. Define nice.
A lot of water there in Jones County.
I have a small kiddie pool that I fill up daily because it evaporates in 109-degree. No kidding. My pool, salt water by the way, is doing fantabulous.
Good, dude. Did you buy that? What were we talking about? You wanted to buy something. How to clean it? Was that it? I told you I use that thing to use my garden on my water hose. Hook it up to that.
Oh, for the vacuum?
Yeah. Did you buy
okay, so no, Intech, which is the company that makes the pool, they sell their own brand and or their own model of vacuum, and I just bought theirs.
Cool. And because you're rich, right? Baller.
Dude, 93 Chevy, no AC.
It's crazy. 65 GMC, no AC.
Because they didn't have it back then.
I feel you. Yeah. My 77 though has AC, but it's not working.
Why not?
Did you want one of those?
No, buddy, I'm good.
Okay.
It is.
Hey, tell everybody, dude. I know you have a hobby. What is it that you like to do, man?
My hobby?
Yeah. And you brought show and tell today too.
Like that?
Not that one. Oh. You got some show and tell pieces.
Yeah. So, well, you've got some show and tell.
Yeah.
I make knives.
You make
pretty
knives.
much.
What did you call it? He's a blade.
So a blade. Well, that sounds much cooler.
That's cooler.
Because it's pretty much saying I'm ready for Forged in Fire.
Yeah, it's like a comic book hero, bladesmith.
No, so yeah, so I'll make some knives. And you're exactly right. It is a hobby. But
you're pretty good at it, man.
I'm trying.
Dude, that knife I got from you, I love it, man.
I bought two.
It's the heat.
One for my mom. So I took it right and I unrolled it and I was like, hey, check this out. I had my buddy make you a knife. And she grabs it. She goes, oh, I love it. It's so pretty. And then she goes, give me a hug. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, that thing's fucking razor sharp.
She's like, comes at me with it. And I'm like, whoa.
As it nicks you.
Crazy Mexican. Like, pretty fitting knife. You know, Mexican, like,
dude. Yeah.
Like, I grabbed her hand. I was like, put that down.
Yeah.
Then give her the hug. Then hug it out.
Then we hugged it out.
You know,
I said, don't use this ever.
Are you gonna let her use it?
Oh yeah, she's already used it.
Okay, good. And
likes it.
Loves it.
Okay, good.
Because she cut she makes salsa. She cuts a lot of vegetables. Tomatoes, perfect, dude. Better than the Turbo Ginsu.
Good, because that's since you asked, yeah, I've made some knives. Initially, I did bring them with me. I brought the knife that, in my opinion, got me started. Because let me get them.
Yeah, get them, dude.
Hold on. How do I get this shit off? There it is.
Clipper. Okay, hold on. Yeah, grab them, dude.
All right, and that's a wrap,
okay,
guys.
Sorry, we're out of time, dude.
So let's see here. I'll just bring the whole thing.
Do you want some Jack, dude?
You have some extra?
Yes, I do. Yeah, man.
Maybe you're not drinking.
You want it cold? You want it hot temperature?
Hey, can I another question?
Just talk a little.
What was the other question?
Is there, and it could be me, but is there something that you have going that smells like a cigar kind of, or pipe tobacco kind of thing?
It might be that vape.
It's his queer flute that he.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's I keep smelling something that smells like pipe. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it is.
So, and not to change the subject, but I actually tried to start smoking a pipe.
A pipe?
You
Like a legitimate pipe.
Really? My dad used to smoke pipes.
Did I bring it?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to try it?
The pipe?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it out.
Like-
Bring it out.
What do you put in the
What
pipe?
do we put in the pipe, dude?
Well, no, it's tobacco. It's legitimate tobacco. Like tobacco.
Okay, Stu.
Not the green sticky icky ooh wee.
Whoa. Easy, Dr. Dre. Snoop Dogg.
Hey,
So-
mic up, Stu.
Oh crap! Sorry, sticky icky ooh wee.
I almost forgot.
How sensitive are these things?
Ugh.
They pick up. They pick up, man.
I still do not like Jack Daniels.
Why? Jack is good with mixed with Coke.
That's all right.
I don't know.
Crown
That's a
Royal.
cool little flask,
So
huh?
much fun. I
You
like
like
how-
that?
Have you tried have you tried the Crown Royal Texas?
No, I have not.
It's
Yes.
different.
You see that thing?
I don't
Yes,
like
I
it.
have.
The mesquite
I like
is
them.
weird.
I like all Crown.
The mesquite's weird.
I guess they've made a
Crown
bourbon.
Texas.
Yeah,
I guess
it's got-
they've made a bourbon too.
okay, that's good shit.
Is it? I haven't.
Yeah, in fact, Johnny's knife was taken with a picture of that shit.
I saw it.
That's
Where
that's
I saw
the Crown.
it.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
that's good. You're awake
I
now?
haven't had any Jack in like
Oh man, that's mine and my wife's drink. My wife
years.
My wife would not drink Jack Daniels unless it was Gentleman, right? And then
What's the difference, man?
Gentleman Jack.
Yeah.
Gentleman Jack.
It's double mellowed, so it runs through the filter twice, the charcoal filter twice,
Okay.
and
I don't
it
know.
is a lot smoother.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like if that burnt,
Yeah.
try Gentleman. If you don't drink it very often, I would recommend you buy Gentleman Jack because
Yeah.
it is that much smoother. And if you like it straight, if you're gonna drink,
just like with
do
cubes and stuff.
do not
you
mix
like
Gentleman Jack with Coke.
that? Okay.
I told you
Exactly.
the story, right? Nate Mountier bought a. This is when Crown Royal XR came out,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
extra rare.
Yeah.
And it was like $180 bottle of whiskey, and he bought one, right? And he's like, "Hey man, check this out, I got it." He goes, "You want to have a glass with me?" And I was like, "Sure." Well, he already had a glass,
Oh,
and he
no.
had it on. He had a couple ice cubes, and so I go in there and I throw some ice in there, and I pour like half a glass, and I'm all Coca-Cola.
Oh,
He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
with that.
And I'm like, "What, man? This is good."
I bet it is.
He's like, "That's $180. Well, you're not supposed to put it with Coke."
Oh, you just drink it straight.
So it's funny you say it because I've got a bottle of single barrel
Mhm.
Jack Daniels,
Yeah.
and I told him, I was like, listen, I know you like Jack Daniels, and I'm fine with that. Do not mix the single barrel. And she goes, I was like, seriously, hon, don't mix the single barrel. That's a pour and sit and sip
yeah.
and enjoy it. But yeah. So anyways, this knife right here is actually quite old. My granddad, who's passed, helped my dad make this one back maybe before I was born.
Wow.
So my dad's name is Tim, and it's got his initials. And they made this knife out of an old file. I don't know a whole lot about this knife other than my dad did the knife, and my granddad, who has a lot of Indian heritage, did the leather work.
Okay.
It's an old, if you look, it's got an old Nicholson, which is a file company, and they ground all the file marks off, which I left on yours.
That looks.
If you see, but I like the look
It's
of
really
because then
neat.
you know, yeah, absolutely. So that's I don't know if it was heat treated. I don't know if they just ground it
Yeah.
and then left it because files are well usually heat treated.
really
Some
unique,
of them all
man.
the way through, but also some files are soft in the middle. So, but I remember that knife when I was growing up.
Yeah.
If you got cut with this, man, you'd get tetanus.
Yeah, but
Sweet.
they would. So, but you can see, like they made.
What's the sheath made out? Is that cork or something?
It looks like cork.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, like I said, Granddad's not around anymore. I'd love to ask him, but I have no idea. I always thought it was cork, but then again, I wondered too if it was where they took and bumped it so many times with a knife
that it's poked holes.
That it's wood, but it looks, because I mean, you know, it's pretty. It's pretty. You can see right there. I mean, so I think it's wood that they hollowed out, or what I bet they did was two pieces and then enclosed them and then, or I mean, like epoxy them together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But same thing with a handle. But yeah, so Granddad, he made that. Like I said,
that's been in the family for
oh wow,
a minute.
Wow, buddy.
I
couldn't even begin to tell you that knife. Then, man. That knife's easily 35 plus years old.
Cool.
You know, and here's the deal. I remember seeing that knife. Didn't know anything about it, and then one day I was like, "Man, I'm gonna try and just make a knife."
Yeah.
And I talked to my dad, and I asked him about that knife. He goes, "Yeah, I still have it." And I was like, "Get out of here." He goes, "No, I do." He goes, "You want it?" And I was like, "No, that's yours." I mean, and he goes, "Well, your granddad made it." He goes, "And you're in the knife." So he brought it when they came down.
That's cool.
And it's kind of cool because my name is Timothy Stewart. So, and my dad, is Tim Maynard. So that's where it came from. So it all fits. So
cool. So
that's the one.
Are you going to pawn that?
How much you want for it? How much?
I backhand you if you pawn that, dude.
No, that knife's
special, dude.
That knife,
that's cool looking.
That knife is not for. It's not for sale.
You could tell him that Sacagawea carried that knife.
Yeah, up her ass.
Well, and that's what's great.
She had to smuggle it during
Lewis and Clark. Or is that Pocahontas?
Yeah. No, I think Sacagawea was with Lewis and Clark.
I don't know, man. I kind of lost interest in this intro. Really quick.
That escalated quickly.
That kind of hurt. Yeah, that kind of hurt. All right. Up her ass, really?
I had to throw it out there.
I'm not gonna. Now I can't let my mom know.
You make T-shirts?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's an old Air Force Brown T-shirt.
It is. All right. So I bought a couple different things if y'all want to see.
Put them up on the table, Stu, so you can share with our audience.
Oh, I was gonna put them up there one at a time.
Viewers.
Oh yeah, this is great. Guns.
You guys are knives and alcohol.
So these, I don't know if y'all seen those. I started making these lately. This is the first knife I made. Y'all may recognize the fasteners.
Oh, that's cool, dude.
So,
heck yeah.
So now here's what's messed up. So if you look, I didn't know what I was doing, and I still don't. But I drilled the holes all the way through both handles. But you have to, in order to screw this stuff in, you thread the metal. Yeah, you already know where I'm going. Yeah. So I had to thread two holes, but I punched the drill through both ends. So you got these little, you can see the hole.
Yeah.
But this right here, I bought some steel. I did some research, and it said to do this kind of steel and this, that, and the other. And then I read the next website after I bought it and said that's the worst kind of steel for beginners.
Dude, all over the internet, you can find all sorts of information, but you don't even know if you're finding the correct information.
Oh, buddy.
Right? So it's trial and error.
And don't read one and then just go with it. Read
what?
10.
Go ahead.
You didn't. Sorry. Sorry. Those pills don't work.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to return those dick pills.
Those pills don't work. But this is pretty cool. This material right here is pretty much the same stuff that this is made out of. I layered a bunch of flannel and made the handle too. So it's orange and white flannel. And that's no shit.
Like flannel shirts?
Yeah.
Like fabric?
How'd you stiffen it?
Really?
You put epoxy on it or something, or?
You don't know anything about stiffening.
Don't?
It is epoxy. It's actually for that one. Have y'all ever seen the bar top, like where they put clear, like they put pennies and shit? That's what I use.
That is pretty cool.
And that's those hard. I mean,
that's what gives it that orange. And why'd you pick the orange and white?
Tennessee.
I gotta wash my hands.
University of Texas.
Yeah.
You're good at this shit.
You've been
Stu's
recent vlogging. Is that what this is?
First shank.
This could be a.
Look at Stu's first shank, dude.
Yeah, so that's it's 1095 steel, which is awesome steel. K-bars are made out of. That's what yours is made out of. Okay, now
cool.
Here's the deal. I have since learned more about this, and like that's water hardened. This steel is supposed to be when you get it hot, enough to where it to a quenching temperature, if you will. You're supposed to dunk it in water.
In water.
Yep, and that'll get it like a file just laughs. It's like there ain't no way I can touch it. It won't do a thing. So what's this one? Okay, this is one of my other ones that I did.
That's cool too.
Is the first one. Actually, I'll show you a funny. This is the first one that I forged with a hammer. Okay, this is ugly as all hell.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like the shape of
Yeah,
it.
the shape is
yeah,
cool,
it's
man.
like Sinbad or some shit.
Why do you think that's ugly, man? I think it's pretty cool.
It's like
Well,
a pirate knife.
Yeah,
That's
Or a
exactly.
straight razor.
but I bet it's sharp. Is it sharp?
I use this one regularly.
Yeah.
This is my throw around the shop. It's not super sharp.
It's a cool looking knife, man.
But that's the first one that, like I said, I actually forged the
With
shape
a
of it.
hammer.
And I had no idea what I was doing, because what I didn't realize is when you take and you hit it, this was all flat, and then I cut this end off, thinking, all right, that'll be my point.
Like a Tonto blade.
Absolutely. And then I started hammering the bevels, which is this part. It started it curved, and I was like,
What the hell's going on?
well, I guess I'll leave it.
That's pretty cool.
I didn't know what I was doing, and I still don't. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's pretty cool though, man.
And that's just black walnut. This guy right here is the first one I did with what's called a hollow grind, which is where the bevels come in and they curve down. You can take a thick spine and then it curves down. I don't like doing them just because I don't. On a small knife I can do it, but on a bigger knife like this, it wouldn't work out right. By bigger I mean thick, taller.
Taller.
But this is, you'll get a kick out of this. This is an old pair of Wrangler blue jeans and burlap.
No kidding.
Yep. And then copper pins. I did copper because of the blue jean, like the button.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. So.
And you got a thing where you can wear it around your neck and then stab yourself when you fall down.
That's
Again,
like what we're talking
samurai.
about. Yes.
Or if you had like a little sheath for it, then you could
So
wear it.
well, and that's what's funny. You mentioned about the guns.
Mhm.
They call them knives. They're called neckers, and a lot of people are doing these, and they're little, and it's just a necklace that has like a Kydex sheath. And
So blue jeans, huh?
it sure is.
That's cool. Dude.
And that's
Pay attention to it. And,
absolutely, yeah. So that one,
that is slick.
I like that one, dude.
that's pretty cool.
Oh man, I have to run an ATM, dude.
That one's not for sale. Well, it depends. I might.
Every man has his price.
You're exactly right.
Johnny will blow you for something on his table.
When he said ATM, he wasn't talking about. He was saying
I
that
got
for
it
nice.
way
Yeah,
wrong.
you got it wrong. You got it wrong, man.
I'm not good at this.
Yeah. He wasn't talking about
this
going to the
vlogging?
machine.
Is
That
that
time.
vlogging?
Podcasting.
Podcasting.
It's the evolution of
My daughter will be proud I said vlog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, she probably can't. So this one was the first one. This wasn't a wrench.
Nice.
And it's just, like I said, silly.
That's pretty cool.
But
too,
pretty
man.
cool.
That's unique as well.
Mm-hmm.
What size wrench we talking here?
I've made a bunch of those now.
Is this
And
a
with-
metric or standard?
I think it's a wrench.
Could you make me a bayonet?
I was actually
like a legit bayonet that would affix to a bayonet lug on my AR.
Stu. There's a project for
How about you come help me do that? Because we'll need the AR.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a project you want to tackle,
That's
absolutely.
freaking cool as shit too.
You know, that thought just popped in my mind.
I don't know.
because this kind of looked like a bayonet, and I was like, that
If
would
we-
be.
Oh Jesus Christ, Danny!
My toe on my right foot is gone. What am I gonna do?
Top knife.
I didn't.
This is great.
So I'm
you
not
okay?
touching anything
Are you
anymore.
okay?
Me? Yeah, no, I'm just bleeding over time.
What is this?
I'll show you in a minute.
Fuck, dude, get that away from him, dude.
I know. I'll show you in a minute. That's so let's see, where's the next cool? Okay. This is another one. Same material, handle material. This is my wife's. This is the first Damascus I did. that has the layered steel.
That is cool.
It's dirty as all get out, but I need to clean it up. But this was 32 layers of metal, and if you look on the top,
what do you mean layered? You layer it?
Absolutely. So if you look on the top, you'll see that there's actually
that's pretty cool, man.
layers of steel. So what happens is, well, not initially. So I took 1/8 inch. It's called 1080, which is it's a simple steel, and then a really thin, I think it was 0.95, 15 and 20, which has some nickel in it. So the nickel is the silvery looking stuff, and the 1080 is the darker. So what happens is you layer those, and then so I did. I think at the time I didn't know what I was doing. I did 4 layers.
Yeah.
And then you heat them up to where metal gets to a plastic state, and then you hammer them together, and then draw them out. Then you can cut it up and fold it. All right. So every time I had 4, and then I fold it, right? And once they're welded together, and it's not a weld like as you're thinking like an arc weld or something like that. It's forge weld where you're bringing it up to about, say, well, it's a yellow hot. The metal is yellow, and then and this is not a joke. You can lightly tap it, and it'll set them together, and they'll stick. It's the craziest thing. It's an absolute blast. Y'all could, if you ever wanted to bring this out, and we'll do it.
Freaking science.
Yeah. So they weld together. And then you do that, and then you fold them again. Well, now 4 turns to 8, 8 turns to 16, 16 turns to 32. Okay, so that's the way that happened. It sucks.
It's a process to do that.
And here's the problem: is the reason like the Damascus stuff is so expensive is because you waste a lot. Every time you heat it up, metal builds a scale, and then it falls to the floor, and it's gone.
It's waste.
Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. This is called a blacksmith knife. It's my own special twist on it because I did this little indentation here for like this.
Your finger? Oh, I thought for custom made.
Look at this. It's where it could be. Such a dickhead.
I'm kidding, man. I like that.
Are you really? Are you really?
I am joking.
It doesn't hurt.
Don't get mad because you got all these knives here, dude.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like really.
Why are you picking on this guy?
You're ripping on the dude that's got a knife.
Yeah, his gun's unloaded, so you can fuck with him.
My eyes are, they're slanted, so I want to stop there. Like that, like this, dude.
Yeah.
And then you would have pulled it out. My hands have been bleeding.
No, this is not sharp.
No.
That dumb shit Robert used to do. Molnar, God, he'd open up a knife, and then he'd act like he's gonna stab you, and he would turn it over like that to you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, I'm like, dude, why do you do that?
It's funny, man.
So I got a story about that. I scared the shit out of my uncle one time.
That's pretty cool.
Because there was a knife. Imagine.
What's this one made out of, Stu?
That's a coal spring.
Cool, man.
Really?
Yeah, out of. Y'all know exactly where that came from. Do you know Bruno's Toyota 4Runner?
Yeah.
No shit.
So
Paws bought it.
So this is Japanese made, dude.
No.
By some dude from Tennessee.
No. There you go.
The what's it? The original Ginsu.
Yes. I like it, dude. These are cool, man.
You're not even Japanese, though.
No, I'm not.
Dude,
we fought those motherfuckers a long time ago, though.
That's slick.
You did? You're way to go, buddy.
The Filipinos did.
Way
I
to
didn't.
go.
Anyways, I don't know. I shouldn't call it that.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's slick, dude.
You want that one, dude?
Take them off your hands.
This one's freaking cool, dude.
Okay, yeah. You ready?
That one's cool.
All right. So this one.
It's an engine knife.
That guy, it probably won't show up very well, but
yeah, I see it.
That's awesome, right?
Wow.
That's Damascus too, but it's only 9 layers with a twist, and it's literally twisted. So I took and drew it out, and then just twist the shit out of it.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's got like a little, like a tiger
Right
stripe
there.
type on there, and that thing looks
You're
super
gonna
cool,
how much
dude.
am I gonna owe you for this?
I think it's awesome, man.
Yeah, that one's.
Are you
That
gonna put a
one's
hand on this, or this?
I
is
am.
complete?
So here's the deal. So my kids took and saw that one, and they're like, Dad, that's cool. That looks like a zebra or a tiger.
Yeah.
So I started looking at zebra wood and tiger wood. Believe it, not Tiger Woods. Tiger
You're gonna make
wood.
This is Tiger Wood on there. No.
But so they make a zebra wood.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I ordered it.
Yeah.
It's too many lines for all the shit that's going on with this.
Wow.
It just looks and so.
So yeah, you want to have a solid handle. I can picture like a white handle on that.
So I thought about that. Or solid black. They make a. It's called just all black.
Yeah.
I thought about all black, but I thought about the white too.
Carbon fiber.
And I saw that today. But I was trying to decide. My wife said I need something solid. Because I ask her a lot of times, I'm like, hey, what do you think about this one? She's like, okay, you got all these lines going on this. She goes, this isn't bad because it's subtle.
Yeah.
The zebra wood had all kind of stuff, and it takes away from that.
Yeah.
Because you want the most of it to be to this right here.
Blade, yeah.
And I left this one dark. You can sand it, and it'll bring out the silver. So the lighter stuff that you see can be silver.
Yeah. I like it like that.
I do too. I do too.
This looks like
that's the last time you're going to see that knife in shape. He's about to drop the fuck
out.
There
you go. You want to go make another one?
Yeah.
Oh, let me move my knee.
This is the one I got from Stu, and he made for me.
Okay. And that one,
dude. This one's freaking
awesome. That one's cool as shit. So this one actually has a lot of firsts for me. One, it's the first time I forget what they call this now.
Like the Bowie knife has.
There's a name. Well, and also for where you grind the sides right here, there's a name for that. I can't remember what it's called now. I just forgot. But this is 1095. And you got mesquite burl and antler, and I've never done a bolster that is antler. In fact, I've never done a bolster before. So this one was really cool because I got to make these up, and I was nervous as hell. I ain't gonna lie. And then this knucklehead, I called him up and I was like, hey, or sent him a message. I was like, hey, are you from Texas? And he goes, shit, son. And I was like, all right, apparently so.
Yep.
So mesquite, this is the same mesquite on yours.
Mm-hmm.
Come from around here. The antler is from a deer that was killed not too far down the road from me.
Man.
So every bit of this
is West Texas.
Yeah.
Screaming West Texas. I love it.
So
cool.
I'll let you keep that. That knife's really cool. And then I've started these little guys here, which
yes, Stu. Yes.
That's
you digging
cool,
these?
Man.
That is exactly
okay. So did I bring that other one? Oh shit! Hold on. Are you wanting a tomahawk kind of thing?
I want. Yeah.
Remember
I told you the other day.
Yeah. There it is. Okay. Wait. No, wait. Shit. Did I not bring it? I thought I brought it.
That's a hammer.
It is. So it's an old ball peen hammer. Yeah.
You transferred it into that.
This is a goofy thing. But this is actually this is the little bittiest thing, but if you look, it's actually made of cable. I was playing around.
That's cool.
Damn, Andy, I thought I brought
a little tomahawk.
Oh wait, no, it is here.
Cable.
It is here, buddy. Hold on. Where that? I don't remember what.
Like cable, like
you know, like regular.
Wire.
Not
like
copper.
Like a cable, like
you know, like this, like when you see
like a winch cable.
Absolutely. There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Cool.
That one's.
Whoa. Whoa. This excites me.
What is
yeah.
This
yeah.
And then you
know,
y'all saw the bottle.
Like I want something to.
Like yeah, those are a blast to make. We could actually, if y'all ever want to do this like live at the house,
absolutely,
we could fire that up and we'll make a couple of these things.
I want a tomahawk style. This is like what when I asked you if you could do something like that, maybe a hatchet or you talked about tomahawk. I want something that I can like split the rib cage of the deer open with and the pelvis. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that way that would probably be sick, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because this one, okay, so this one was originally a ball peen hammer, and this is actually the first one I did. And I left. You can see, especially on this one, you can see it's called the temper colors.
Mm-hmm.
So right in here is about 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah. Now this is polished out. You're getting into 6, 7, 8, 900 degrees when it gets in here. But so what I did was I heat treated it, and then the reason you do that, and I can show you guys. I brought some stuff if you want to try it. We can heat treat something real quick.
Sure.
If you want to try it, and I'll show you. Like okay, so this right here, if you can tell, was a piece. It's a saw blade, right? Yeah. You can see it was a circular saw blade, one of the small, and you can bend it, right?
Yep.
Fairly easy. All right, now, do you have a large cup in a pair of pliers that we could take and put some water in, and then we're gonna heat this up,
okay,
and then dunk it.
We do this.
So,
will this work?
Yeah, that would be perfect. We just need to fill it up with water, and then. But I'll let y'all do it. We're gonna take, and you can see you can bend it. I'll let you guys do it. It's pretty cool.
Johnny, but.